Welcome to GTI Predictive Technology. We're here today to go over and do a tutorial on our BalancePro app. We have two applications for our balancing on the iPad. As you know, iPad has vibration analysis, thermography, ultrasound, laser shaft alignment, and many others. We're starting the tutorials out on the balancing so that you can follow through and work with this and see how easy it really is to balance something. We have two balancing apps. The one I'm showing you today is called BalancePro. The other is iRotor Balancer. BalancePro is designed specifically for motor repair shops and pump repair shops, spindle repair shops, anybody that's doing balancing in a repair type shop mode. That's why it's called BalancePro Shop. Behind me here, you'll see typically this is used for accommodating old balancers with stanchions and improving and upgrading their electronics. But it also has a function for balancing spindles, motors, pumps, anything that rotates that's been repaired. As long as it's set up on a rubber stanchion, in a test run environment, we can balance, and that's what I'm going to show you today. The one that runs on the stanchions runs exactly the same, through the same methods and methodology. So as I go through, I'm going to project the screen behind me so that you can see every prompt and touch that I make on the iPad as I go through. Quickly for the setup though first, we have an accelerometer in the horizontal position. We also have a tachometer in the horizontal position. Both of those need to be pointing in the same position, both on your balancer stanchions as well as on anything you're balancing. I can simply go to vertical mode. I just have to point the tachometer, which is the second channel, at the same orientation as my accelerometer. Now if I move my accelerometer to the second plane, the tachometer can remain where it is. It doesn't have to follow to the second plane, just as long as it's in the same orientation for phase angle. Today though, we're only going to do one plane. The two plane works in the identical way as the single plane. I am just doing one plane to shorten this video and be able to simply describe how the hierarchy goes and how you drill down on each point in the application. So I'm going to start the recording behind me now. You can see that my main screen comes up and BalancePro app is right there, and you'll see me touch it, and I will open it. And immediately in BalancePro you'll see you've got four choices. We can do a one plane measurement and balance one plane at a time, which is what we're going to demonstrate today. Or next to it you'll see two planes, where we can see two planes at the same time. There's an A/B switch on our DAQ right on the back of the iPad. You can switch from plane to plane and make corrections from one side to the other. But again, we're going to be doing just one plane. So I will open the imbalance correction one plane mode now. You'll see where I touched it. I'm going to turn the motor on. And you see there's a spectrum here, as well as to the left of the dot, as well as a polar plot beneath it here. So what you're first going to see me do is I'm going to pinch this spectrum out so I get that running speed right in the middle. So I know this is my 1 times because it's my tachometer is showing me 2,138 RPM to the right, and just below it you'll see my amplitude at 0.2621 at 271 degrees, which is showing me my heavy spot. Now you can see that duplicated below in the polar plot here where the white dot is. It's showing me my heavy spot right where that 271 is, or 270 degrees. So you can see this hierarchy. We've got original vibration, correction weight, vibration with weight. We start from the top and just work our way down. That's how simple it is. So let's do that. We're going to tap on our original vibration, that little arrow, and what that did is just input the data that it's reading right into that spot so it can start making its calculations. And you see beneath it, it already has told me that it wants me to put my correction weight at 91 degrees. But not yet does it know what my correction weight weighs. It's telling me a suggestion, which if I hit this plus, it will bring up my rotor weight, which I'll guess that's about 1 pound, and I can put that in there. And it will tell me my weight radius, which is about 2 inches. So we'll tap that in and put 2 inches in there. And we know our balancing speed is 21/38, so we'll put that in there. And I'll hit done. And you can see it's telling me a recommended trial weight of 0.01 ounces. Now, I might not have 0.01 ounces, so we have a little scale here. I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to weigh the screw that I have and find out exactly how much it weighs, because I want to be very accurate here. So let me place that on the scale. And we have actually 0.032 ounces. So I am going to open that up and I'm going to actually put 0.032 right in that box. As you can see, I typed it in. And we're going to hit done, because that's the exact weight I am going to put at the recommended. The app told me it wants me to put that at 90 degrees. So let's do that. We're going to simply turn the motor off. I'm going to get, as you can see on here, I've already pre-labeled my tape as 0. I put a 0 there, 90 degrees, 180, and 270. So I know where 90 degrees is. It's right where I wrote it. So let's thread that screw right in at 90 degrees. We'll thread it nice and deep so that we know it won't come out. And we'll turn the motor back on. So we've now done everything it's prompted us to do. And you can see already we've got a much smaller, cleaner spectrum and spike there. And it's telling us our amplitude is 0.02 inches per second. So we've made a drastic improvement. Almost 0.03, but 0.023, bouncing up to almost 0.03 inches per second is our amplitude now, from 0.2 inches per, over 0.2 inches per second, 0.2512 exactly, here as you see what we took originally. So we're already to spec, but it's asking us to hit the next prompt, which is vibration with the correction weight, which we did. So it inputs the 0.0217, as you can see here, and it's still continuing to tell me my heavy spot is at 328 degrees. So below it, under the trim weight, it's saying, well, I'd like you to put 0.003 ounces, which is below my scale capability, unfortunately, at 153 degrees. So what I've done is I've taken a little piece of electric tape, very light, what I would guess that light weight would be, and it's telling me to put it at 153 degrees. So let's do that. We're going to follow the prompts through again. We're going to find our 0. And obviously 150 is between the 180 and 90 here. I would say 150 is right about there pretty safely. We're going to put that tape on there and we're going to run it up again. And as our reading settles in here, now I'd like you to see on the screen here, look at how small that 1 times running speed spike is, and look at how low our number is. We're at a 0.0069, and yet we're still getting a steady angle of 101. We've tested this balancing equipment against some of the best in the business, the best equipment, over $30,000 to $40,000 equipment, and we can reach results far below the sensitivity. We've actually accomplished a 0.0000 on a regular basis, where our last correction mark is simply a magic mark on this wheel that you see here today. But I'm not going to go to that level. 0.0059, anybody knows in the industry that's an exemplary result. We don't need to go any further. If I did want to go further, but I want to show you this last prompt down, I can hit the last prompt, which is vibration with trim weight, because it knows I put a trim weight there, and it will give me another angle of 0.0059 is our amplitude now, and it's going to tell me to put 0.0003 ounces, which I don't know how you'd measure that little amount of weight, at 294 degrees. So that's when you're coming into, you know, maybe a small piece of Scotch tape or something that would weigh something so light to make that correction. So we are we're finished, so we can hit the report button. Hit the report button, and you can see it gives me my rotor ID. I can put in here that this is a test, or whatever asset number this might have. It's giving me my balancing speed, my balance tolerance, everything is in there. I can put notes in there and I can hit the picture, but I'm not going to do that simply because that will stop our display recorder from, but you can see this is where we started here in the red. This is where we ended up. Here's those numbers. We started at a 0.25 inches per second and we ended up at a 0.0059, which again is exemplary. We can email that right from here. It puts in an email format for me. Everything is lined up and ready to go. All I have to do is hit the send button and it will go to the intended recipient. So this is the short tutorial on BalancePro. If you have any questions, please reach out at www.gtipredictive.com, or you can reach us at 603-669-5993. We thank you for your time.